Welcome to another Hi Robertians episode of Laurie Maves ART. Laurie Maves ART live painting, live intuitive painting. Today, we are coming back to working on the wall. I have been quite busy getting pieces out the door for this a new wonderfully beautiful high-end furniture store that I am working with in Sarasota, Florida. And so I've been working on getting those pieces done and out the door. So, Robert, welcome back to another one of my painting classes. So I brought this piece out from the archives. I can't even get a camera position in my room big enough to get the whole thing in. So what I've been thinking about with this really big orange painting, which is kind of like a Japanese landscape kind of thing. There's this beautiful mountain range here. It has some shapes. So it's something that I was starting to do. I worked on this a little bit last year, but I think I started this painting back when I was over at JKL, which was JKL Interior Design firm here in Sarasota, Florida. So this piece is probably like 8 foot by 10 foot, which is enormous. And I love it as an orange painting. But the reality of orange paintings is they're difficult to sell. So because this painting has just been on my mind, I just keep thinking about how I can transform it. So what I'm going to do, because now I'm addicted to painting all these little shapes and mosaic pieces, is I am over time, because this one's obviously going to take a lot of time, is come back in here where there are all these beautiful little spots in the landscape. Like here's some really great shapes that have been started. There's some great shapes there. So obviously this idea has been on my mind for a while and I have been working like this. But I just thought this would be a wonderful background. It's an immense painting. So I want to preserve kind of all these shapes and places in the landscape, but the color is going to transform. So the orange might just be an afterthought in the background. And then the sky is probably going to go to more of a summer sky. That big mountain's going to be there. It almost looks like you can see through this into the sea in the background. That I'm going to try to keep in some way that makes sense. So it's a really big puzzle. It's a really big project. And I also work with this designer and builder and out there by you, Robert. His name is David Hollis. He used to live here in Sarasota. He might be interested in something of this size. So today I am going to start adding shapes. This isn't oil painting, so I have to use oils. So I'm coming back to my oil sticks today, which are these sheave oil sticks, and I'm going to draw for a little bit. And it's going to move away from orange. And we'll just see what happens. Can you imagine? I bet this is going to be an over 10,000 shape painting. Easily. So it's one of those things like, where do I start? And you just have to pick something. Robert, before I get started, if you are still there, you might have already logged off, but if you are still there, do you have any feedback, preferences, questions? Perhaps no. What do you think? I'm thinking about starting this section here. So maybe what I'll do is thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy the class. I and then maybe you could, Robert, I would really appreciate this if you give me some feedback on the filming. This is going to be a really interesting painting to attempt to film in live paint because it is so enormous. So it's like I think maybe we'll all start in the back here and then bring it up close because when I come here, I mean, you can appreciate the size of it, but you can't necessarily see what I'm doing. Mm. Oh, honestly, I am a little stumped at how to get this one going. Right? Just go. For a while, I was considering making this a Bitcoin painting. How about that? Because orange is kind of the color of that. My kids were like, make it a Bitcoin painting. Obviously, it's not going to be that. Maybe it's a painting that could be bought with Bitcoin. I would sell a painting for Bitcoin. Maybe that's what this painting will be, bought and sold. Maybe someone will purchase it with some Bitcoin and want to dump. I'd be happy to take your Bitcoin. Hmm. Already proving to be interesting. I always wonder for other artists if they're watching me try and execute this painting, how people work and rework older paintings. Or if you get stuck in a certain way of working, which I am now, with these shapes. I'm like obsessed with these shapes. So it's my new phase. Got a new phase of shape making. Hey, Elizabeth, please give me your feedback. This is an enormous painting I'm working on today. So I'm going to do a couple lives. I mean, this might take a month, but we'll vacillate. Today's the first day reworking this huge orange painting. So we're going to vacillate between some lives and some time lapses that I'm going to run after this. And then I'm going to start counting my shapes. I'm not counting these shapes because I will when I get out when I get out some paint that are here. What I'm using today are Shiva oil sticks, which are my favorite way to draw with oil paint. And if you're familiar with this media, it is really an amazing tool to use. Super easy, super easy. Just the color just flows. Okay. Thinking that is one section. How are you going to have the ocean with the mountains? Don't know. I don't know. So again, Shiva oil sticks, I'm using iridescent. This is an iridescent purple. So as you use it, it just kind of peels away on itself. It makes while it's not being used, it's got a dry, it's got almost like a skin around it. but then it's got this beautiful pigment on the inside. So we're starting off my new enormous project with that, and obviously I'm going to need a stepladder. And some paint thinner. Yeah. So over here, I'm getting out some solvent-free fluid. At this point, the hair is going to have to be dealt with. So I think over here, I'm going to be using some of this solvent-free fluid. Solvent-free fluid, which you used as a media to slow the drying time, gentle on the senses while keeping pace with your process. So that's going to slow my drying time. I'm going to add some white to that. I've got some Windsor, Newton, good old titanium white. It's going to mix in with this bowl around here. And I feel like it wants to maybe be some Prussian blue. It's a nice kind of dark, deep blue hue in the back there. So I know I haven't been doing the lives because one of my kids was in town. Ooh, oh. So I'm just taking some titanium white here and I'm mixing it up with, there's a little bit of leftover. It's always amazing to me how long the oil paint stays malleable, workable, wet. I mean, this paint is over a week old in here. Some paintings take up to a year to dry. I just had a painting delivered via FedEx. It's supposed to take 3 days. It took a week to get to a new client, and her painting is still a little wet. So oil painting is going to take up to a year to dry. Hi, Anna Judd. Thank you for joining. Why am I working on such a big painting? I'm working on it because I can, right? Why do something? Well, because sometimes I just like the challenge. And yes, I was a little, that's the word. I was a little hesitant to paint over this oil painting, orange painting. This big orange oil painting. I was hesitant to work over it, but it was one of those things where, I had this painting available for about 3 years and it has not found a home and it was rolled up in my closet. So let's get it out. Let's work with it. Let's create some new problems to solve with it and see if they can't come up with something even better, even more interesting than what they had going on here. I'm going to add a little bit of Prussian blue to this. Just a skosh. Wonder where that term came from. Does anybody know the term skosh? It's one of those words I don't how I learned it. Where it comes from. Here's some paint gun, some yams all paint thinner. Work some of this Prussian blue in here. You see this beautiful blue. It's kind of that midnight blue, if you remember crayons, Crayola crayons. I think the dark side is going to be down here. So all I'm doing is just kind of laying some pigment down, and then I'm going to come back and solidify these shapes. So all this orange just might go away, and that's fine. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay to change. Life is like a painting, right? Sometimes it hangs on the wall forever and it doesn't go anywhere. Sometimes you can give it a new existence. And I like to do that. And it also seems lately that the one paintings, when I do change them up, shift them around, they find a new home, which is all I gotta do is give paintings homes. Make the paintings, find a home, move on to the next one. Okay, I think I have enough pigment here to start my little counting game. And we'll see how this goes. So now I have the pigment down. I'm getting a better sense of how I'm making these shape paintings as they continue to evolve here. And you might need some oil paints and brushes. I did a painting by acrylic last week, and I was just so frustrated and disappointed. It's almost like I don't know how to paint with acrylics anymore. I mean, I know how to do it, but the color itself is just so meh. It's like once you start painting in oils, it's really hard. I think it's hard to go back to acrylic. It's like once you drive a really nice car and then you got to go back to riding a bicycle. Say you're driving around your Corvette and then you get back on your bicycle, forget about it. So it's probably better for my neck, back, and other parts of my old lady body to get up on a step stool, and we'll see where this goes. How many we get? Start here. That's not gonna work because I can't get the inside down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you're watching this to have music to or sounds to fall asleep to, I won't be offended if you fall asleep. 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 'm always telling my students don't obliterate all of your underpainting, so I better heed my own advice. 19, because there's some really cool orange coming through here, and if I just paint all over and not regard it, then it's almost like I should honor it a little bit more. 19. And look, guys, I'm on 19. 19. I'm gonna go for 10,000 in this one. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. You're just logging, you're like, what the hell is she doing? 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 42. Try to be upset when you're counting to your painting. It's really hard. If you're high strung, try counting and painting. 42, 43, 44, 45. Oh, that's really pretty. 46, 47. I'll only make you guys sit through 50 because that's a half hour. That's probably enough. You get the gist of where I'm going. 7, 48, 49, 50. Okay, so if I'm at 50 there, this is probably going to be 150, 200 shapes. 50. So I'm going to stop at 50 with you guys for today. I'm going to run a time lapse so you're going to be able to see more of this evolve over on my YouTube channel, which is Laurie Maves ART, the same as my Substack channel. Thank you for all of you that have tuned in. LMG, thank you for joining in today. If you guys have any questions, you can type them in there or leave me a message over on my Substack. But thanks for joining me on the process today. I look forward to where this whole painting is going to end up. I'm guessing 10,000 shapes. You guys have a blessed day. Stay safe and be kind in your heart as best you can with all the turmoil that we're experiencing in this world. Know that there is this beautiful light inside you that you can share with other people. And by just joining my Substack and watching me here, I feel that love and appreciation. Ciao, you guys have a blessed day. Until next time.